Hello and greeting to my esteemed friends in the retreat of gratitude and healing. I hope you've been able to do your practices well. Human life on earth is the result of two sins. The first sin was committed by the devil when he didn't bow to humans, and the second sin was by humans when they approached the forbidden fruits. Therefore, we always carry a kind of guilt and shame within ourselves. All the failures and mistakes we've made, the mistakes we've had in life, and the unfortunate events that happened to us, all of these are engraved in our being and have turned us into humans who have an inner shame. And this inner shame brings guilt, and guilt delivers a very deadly blow to our inner peace. For our growth and elevation, first of all, we must clean our own houses. If I carry feelings of guilt, shame, failure in some corner of mine, I can never reach inner peace and security. I always feel powerless, exactly like a child who gets feel guilty, gets blamed, and then we accept them to have high self-esteem, to progress. They can't because you suppress them. Okay? All the shames we've carried in our lives, today those shames are stored inside our chests. This causes us not to allow ourselves to reach inner peace and tranquility. Humanity's desire is peace, and peace begins with me. I must have peace within myself. Many people say, I am good with myself, I have peace, I love myself. These are generally in the denial stage. The first person we are angry with, have problems with, is ourselves. That means I think I have problems with others, and I think I have external conflict. But the first conflict is within myself. I myself am not at peace and calm with myself. So come out of the denial stage and honestly come to terms with yourself. Let's see how much embarrassment exists within us. From childhood, when we made a mistake, we were insulted, we were scolded. They told us, you are a bad boy or girl, you shouldn't do this. All of these are recorded in our unconscious notebook. When we didn't study, when our exam didn't go well, anxiety of why I am not a good student, why I am not an organized person, why do I lose my things? We collected feelings of embarrassment from this. Or when we reached puberty, sexual issue came up for us, and feeling of guilt and shame. That I didn't do right thing now I'm distant from God. What will happen if my family finds out? And because of the natural psychological changes of the body or relationship with God, family and ourselves became disrupted. Today we want to reach inner peace. Who wants to reach inner peace? Someone whose every failure is engraved in their mind and can't forgive themselves. Let's even remember when we went to work and failed at work, this failure was an experience. It was an experience I had to go through, and I would understand what the right path is. Or when we fell in love, we failed in love, when we failed in marriage. All of these were experiences. But all of these became shames within me, and I am ashamed. And because I am ashamed, I can't find a good inner state, so I can reach deep peace. Therefore, the first step must be to cleanse our own house. My house is inside my chest, in my heart. We must cleanse this heart. The heart from shame and embarrassment that we've always carried, we must cleanse. How do we cleanse it? Let me actually describe sin for you. Because all the failure, errors, slips, and bad things we have done, these are considered sin in our minds. humans are mixed with feeling of guilt. Let me beautifully describe sin for you. To describe sin, I invite you to sit at the feet of the 8th century Iranian poet. We will examine Hafez's theory about humans and how Hafez views humans. Hafez is one of the greatest masters of sin knowledge, who knows shame and sin very well. This poet: my father sold the garden of paradise for 2 grains of wheat. Why shouldn't I sell the whole world for a stream? Meaning human nature is mixed with error, sin and impurity. Meaning I too am mixed with sin. Hafez considers sin the undeniable right of every human. He considers failure and badness as part of human existence. And in another poem, Hafez says, everyone who comes to this world has a flawed nature. Meaning, if a soul was pure, its past wouldn't have fallen to earth. In this world, everyone is sinful. Don't look for a sinless person. We are all sinners. Many of us accuse ourselves that why did I commit the same mistake several times? Human nature is forgetful. I am forgetful by nature. Humans are error-prone by nature. If you make mistakes in your life, if you had an unsuccessful marriage, unsuccessful friendship, academic failure, economic failure, all of these are part of your creation. We must somewhere stop this guilt we always have. Stop it. Finish it completely. Do you know what sin is like? It's like microbes, bacteria, and viruses. These are very dangerous for humans, but they are part of the nature of world. And their number and spirit are much greater than the number of humans. Actually, these are not part of the world. They are the main essence of the world. We humans are part of the world. We live in a world full of viruses and bacteria. Not them in us. These are part of the world. Perhaps they control the world. It's been proven that the oxygen of the universe they determine. They regulate the composition of oxygen. Microbes actually maintain the structure of the world. Now I feel shame and guilt. I feel the shame of failure. And as long as this feeling is within me, I can't love myself. It's very easy to say in a speech, I love myself. Sometimes people in old age are upset about their choices in youth. Years have passed, but they're still worried and upset. When will this peace be established? When will it end? We are still carrying the sadness of past. We still judge ourselves. We still say, I made a mistake, I am bad. I wasn't a good person, I made an error, I made the wrong decision. And all of this causes me not to be in inner peace and calm. And when I don't have peace with myself, I can't fix any part of the outside world. And the very big problem is that this thinking leads me to idealism, meaning I want to become ideal, I want to be a perfect human, I want to be very good. Let's accept that I am a human full of sin, error, inability, sleep, shortcoming, laziness, failure, lust, desire, greed. These are part of my creation notebook. Let's make peace with ourselves and not consider ourselves guilty. That I live in an idealistic state and also think that I must be the best, be the successful, I must be excellent. This brings nothing but anxiety for me. This situation leads humanity to depression and destruction because we want to be engaged in a meaningless competition, competing with each other. Children, Learn from a young age to engage in false competition or other meaningless things. Grades. Lessons that weren't even useful for them in life. One person won the competition and got praise, and the rest carried this meaningless shame with them for years. And today, we accept humans to reach inner peace. We want them to have peace in their solitude. We think that if we work a little, we can reach some peace for within. At whatever age we are, we think we should be better than this. We could have better conditions. I could have been more successful. And we accept to reach inner peace. We accept to find the God within. You know, the first person who humiliated themselves is me. I'm dragging myself to degradation and destruction. We are always in competition because we want to be our best selves. Because we even want to be pure and clean servants of God. We want to be spiritual, and when we see we are not spiritual, we blame ourselves. Sometimes you did something that made you feel ashamed, and this shame left a deep wound on your subconscious. This wound hasn't been cleaned. Each and every of your embarrassment, shame from inability, shame from appearance, shame from poverty, shame from weak body, and anything that wasn't yours, all of them belonged to creation and was placed at your disposal. You carried one embarrassment with you, and carrying all this embarrassment has cost me today not to be able to be in inner peace, security, and calm. I can't be alone with myself. You meditate, useless thoughts come during meditation. You got bothered. Memories comes because we haven't forgotten from within. We are like a ruined building that every day a painter comes to make his outer walls beautiful. We want to worship. During worship, we don't have concentration. Then we blame ourselves. Then we choose a heavier worship to compensate. We choose a heavier worship to compensate. Still we can't, because we are looking for God outside while God is within us. All the shames and feeling of guilt you've carried until now, all of them are creating a thick and huge veil in our being. We don't achieve inner peace. God, thank God that today we can get to know ourselves. We can know ourselves and understand that sin is part of my existence. Failure, problems that I have are part of my existence. This way I can forgive myself. Parts of your life where you thought you were wrongdoers, you had sleeps, and there was part of creation, instruction manual, and meaningless social custom had engaged you in a competition. This competitiveness is the enemy of the soul. It's the enemy of growth. We are competing from childhood until death. What does this world have that we are competing to so much? It said that humans are God's successors, and if they have a faith, they can move mountains. How are we God's successors when over very small matters we fight with each other? Thanks God that today we want to make peace with ourselves and forgive ourselves. You can't progress spiritually with feeling of guilt. You can't continue the spiritual retreat. Every feeling of guilt, shame, failure, put them down and say these don't belong to me. Put the embarrassment down. Embarrassment have wounded you. Well, for each and every embarrassment, apologize to yourselves. Be that kind person. Don't be resentful. A resentful person doesn't let go of themselves, doesn't let go of others, others. Let go of yourselves. Honey, let go of yourself. This feeling of guilt and shame that's in your being, killing it right here. Oh God, for all of the feeling of shame, guilt, error, blame, and embarrassment that I've carried all of my life, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. It ends, and from your heart cleans all of this. Oh God, for all the feelings of guilt and shame that others inflicted on us and we unwillingly and out of ignorance accepted and thought we were sinners, I apologize the demon spirit and I hope it gets cleansed. Today, give thanks for all of the moment you didn't know God, and today you are aware of Him and can create the best things. Give thanks for all the awareness and knowledge you receive. And please repeat to yourself, I love myself. Please spend today engaged in loving yourself, engaged in healing the old wounds you placed on your own heart. Wounds that were the result of wrong definition of humans. Humans are error-prone beings, and sin is the foundation of the universe, being the refuge of light.